In the 11th century, the Sultan Seljuk ruled the Abbasid Empire and was eager to expand his territory. This advance alarmed the Christians in Europe, who feared for the Byzantine Empire. Their advancement also worried the Christians because Jerusalem, the holy city, was a sacred city to Jews, Christians, and Muslims. Christians feared that once Jerusalem was under control over the Abbasid Empire, they wouldn't be able to make pilgrimages to Jerusalem. With this thought in mind, and the constant threat of Seljuk, the Crusades began. For the First Crusade, French-speaking nobles organized armies to fight in the Holy Land. Trained knights, townspeople, and peasants joined the army to protect their city, but some joined the army for other reasons. Young landlords with dreams joined the army for the hope that they might acquire some land. The Crusaders managed to take back Jerusalem and Antioch because of the disunity of the Muslims. But the Muslims decided to fight back, and the European Second Crusade was a complete failure. Under the Sultan Saladin's order, Palestine and Jerusalem was taken back by the Muslims. This began the Third Crusades, in which both armies were too weak and lowly supplied. Richard and Saladin, the leaders of the two armies, signed a peace treaty, but that didn't solve it all. A few years later, children marched over the streets of Italy and France. The supposed Children's Crusade was a complete disaster also, and led to the death of many children. The Fourth Crusade was a mission the Christians launched to take back the Iberian Peninsula. The Christians had a better army this time and managed to succeed in this endeavor. The Muslims benefited less from the Crusades because they were already more advanced than Christians. In fact, it was almost as if they had lost more than they had gained. Much of their land had been destroyed by Crusaders. Not only Christians and Muslims had been affected by the Crusades, the Jews were also impacted. Crusaders slaughtered Muslims, but also took many Jewish lives. In the First Crusade, Jews were violently persecuted. Holy books and synagogues were destroyed. Some Jews were tortured to accept Christianity. That was only for the First Crusade. By the end of all the Crusades, the Jews were greatly decimated. Many relocated to Eastern Europe. In mid-1200, Muslims faced a greater threat. The Mongols began wars of conquest and swept across Central Asia. In the West, Muslims were able to withhold the Mongol advance. Even after the Muslims defeated the Mongols still controlled most of Asia. The Mongol Empire was one of the largest empires in world history, but was weakened by constant fighting and bad rulers. Islam survived the Crusades and Mongols. It began to spread even further.
Read it. No, read it.
End credits: Joshua Bromley, Nathaniel Edelman Hunley, Brianna Guo, Jacob Tyler, and Natalie Wang. Thank you for watching.